we continue with our class Kosher Kitchen, and start with the Sefer Chofetz Chaim. Big topic is new, right? So we finish Torah's relationships, and we start a new topic, listening to Lashon Hara. Okay, so as we said before, listening is forbidden as much as speaking. Okay. So, but now we're going to details. Not only the speaking Lashon Hara is lowly act, not befitting a divine image in which man was created, but to listen to someone else speaking Lashon Hara is lowly lacking as well. As the Torah states, do not accept the false report. So how do you accept the false report? You listen to it. Right? The Chofetz Chaim is apparently of the opinion that merely paying attention to Lashon Hara being spoken constitute giving it some degree of credence, and it is a violation of this prohibition. Right? So of course, when you listen, so if I do not care, for example, if I hear my neighbors screaming like they yell at each other, so I'm trying not to listen. I'm trying to just get away. Let's say I'm somewhere outside. I'm trying to get in, and I don't want to be part of it. Right? So I'm trying to avoid. But if somebody is stopping by and try to listen in, so that's the problem. So he gives or she gives this whatever is going on some credence. Big issue. Just it is wrong to select shortcomings over others as a subject matter of one's own speech, so too it is wrong for one to focus his attention on negative being expressed by others, which is, straightforward. So we're not allowed to concentrate on shortcomings of others, meaning to discuss it, and not allowed to listen to them. Just it is wrong to cause harm to others by way of speech, so too it is wrong to serve as a listener as potentially harmful information being conveyed. So meaning what? In some sense, as we said before, we're putting a stumbling block in front of the blind. So if I would not stop to listen to that person, so he would not talk. Right. So for example, I'm coming to the show, and somebody said, "Did you hear what happened?" I said, "No." You want to hear what said? I said, "Absolutely not." Whoa! Like why would they care what happened? Okay, something happened. Everybody is alive or sick. Somebody, it's good for some people to be sick, to be in a surgery room, right? Like it's good for them and good for society basically. Okay, do I want to hear? Absolutely not, right? But if a person say, yeah, what happened? So he's putting a stumbling block in front of the blind. So he's not listening, and because he agreed to listen, so this Lashon Hara is coming out from another person's mouth. Big issue. In short, derogatory or harmful speech should never be earn one's attention. Okay, so. Right, so we should not listen to it, right? Not pay attention. Listen to Lashon Hara, even if one does not believe it, is violation of the prohibition of the Torah. So even, of course, we're never allowed to believe, but even listen. So meaning you give this person opening, right? So he's going to continue speaking. Big issue. We stop here. Any questions on what we said? So we continue. Started last time, I think, a very interesting topic, which is called knife. Kosher, yeah, I think it was last time. Kosher knife. So we saw it's not so simple issue with the knife. Okay, so we continue. The big topic is section 2, practical Kashrut situations. And section A, knife used to cut cold, non-sharp foods. So number 1. Dairy knife used to cut meat, or meat knife used to cut dairy. Okay, one more time. So it's all cold, right? So cold, non-sharp foods. Hot, different stories. Now we like in the most lenient case, cold, non-sharp. Okay. Explanation. A, clean knife. So clean dairy knife. And they cut meat, right? Cold meat. What are we going to do? If knife was clean, the food is not affected. The knife must be rinsed well, right? If the knife was not rinsed immediately and food residue hardened on the knife, some poskim require netza for a knife. So netza, I mean, we didn't get to it, but just remember sticking into the ground. Okay. So so let's summarize. So if a knife was cold and it's a dairy knife and they cut a piece of chicken, cold chicken, right? So knife was not affected, right? So food was not effective and knife also was not affected. They said rinse well, but I would say just do what I would always say. Don't do with a sponge. Wherever you have a meat sponge, dairy sponge, don't do that, right? Just take, in this case, take napkin, right, with the soap, and it would be, and then throw the napkin, just in case, okay, and wash it with a napkin. Okay, so but if knife was not rinsed immediately, and food residue hardened on a knife, some poskim require a tziva on the knife. So I mean, I think it's very strict, but of course, if you want to go by this opinion, no problem. Okay. So, but I guess it's possible when the person did not realize right away what was done, especially if you have a guest. So with this guest, it's better not to have guests. Let them stay wherever they came from, right? To mess up your kitchen. Okay. Okay. B, the knife was not clean. So that's as we understand the problem. Again, dairy knife cut meat. Okay. If we cannot assume that the knife was clean, we must. So I mean, what I was trying to say that the dirty knife, it's possible. So one of you guests did it, and he or she left it on a counter somewhere, and even in the sink, not washing right away. So it is possible that this knife would be dirty, like some residue. It's possible, right? So unless somebody realizes right away, it's a different story. Okay. So next situation again, the knife was not clean. If we cannot assume that the knife was clean, we must be concerned that the pressure of the knife caused some of the residue on the knife to somewhat absorb into the food. So again, it was absolutely cold, but because of the pressure, right? The pressure from the knife when you were trying to cut. Press whatever was residue on the knife into the food. Okay. Since more pressure is exerted on a hard food than the softer food, poskim differentiate between the two. So it's not so simple. Of course, I mean to cut something. I don't know what would be the meat. I don't know. What would be a very soft thing with the meat to cut? Maybe some chicken that overcooked or something, right? Very, very, very tender, so it's easy to cut. Okay. So one, it says firm, not hard food. For example, cheese or butter. Firm, not hard. Let's see the commentary. There is a food that neither extremely soft nor extremely hard. So butter is a good example. Extremely soft foods do not cause dukkha, the sakina, since they offer little resistance to the blade. Okay, while extremely hard food cause excessive dukkha, the sakina, and are governed by more stringent rules as noted below. So we're going to see. So now we're going to like in simple case when it's not too much resistance, right? Not too hard, meaning cheese cheese or butter. Okay, so let's see, so some kind of soft cheese. Okay, we simplified things. When knife set aside for meat is used to cut soft cheese, the the sakina is minimal. Soft cheese, right? Since there is no almost no resistance. While there is no problem of taste absorption, we need to become concerned that some meat residue from the knife blade remains on the cheese. So we're talking about again situation when the knife was not clean. We cannot assume that it was clean. Okay, the Halachah concedes this. The halachic consequences are as follows. Okay, so again, situation: knife was not clean. And from meat, right? Meat knife was not clean, meaning that they were cutting meat before. And then they cut something that is not very hard, meaning that cheese or butter, right? Cheese or butter. So, and we assume that some meat from the knife actually resides now on the cheese. Okay. So let's see. So now, what should we do? Of course, first is the food, right? Both cut surfaces of the cheese should be scrubbed well. Okay, scrub well. Okay, if possible, a cold water, not hot. Right, cold water. Hot water will cause the meat taste to be absorbed in the cheese, right? As belong before, it's going to be like cooked, and that's how it's again going to get absorbed. Right, in order to remove any meat residue that may have adhered to the cheese. Okay, so basically what he's saying, right? Scrub. Well, I guess take like even I would say like even wipe with something, right? Scrub or wipe with paper towel or something. Okay, or scrub. I guess with disposable knife or something, or a spoon or something, right? So in order to remove any meat residue that may have adhered to the cheese. So, and there was one, just 1 second. So I apologize. Okay. Continue. Preferably, one should discard this the sliver, right, of both surfaces of the cheese. Okay, you can scrub, you can wash, but preferably if you can cut like thin layer, like sliver, so that would be preferable according to all of the opinions. And I missed one note about this soft substance, cheese or butter. So I'm not sure how I missed it, but I did. So a commentary said, there seems to be a difference of the opinion as to whether soft meat is considered soft food regarding this halacha. Very interesting. Shah in 9431 differentiates between the soft meat and the hard cheese. So this hard cheese is very hard actually. This implied in Yad Yehuda as well. However, Chachmas Adam 47:4 maintains that the knife used for cold foods, other than hard cheese, may be merely washed. Okay. While in previous paragraphs, so hard cheese you have to mainly apply a lot of pressure, right? While in previous paragraphs, he states that a knife used to cut cold meat requires a netzia. Okay. According to Shah, it would seem that the hard cheese is very hard cheese. Softer cheese, such as American cheese, are not no harder than soft meat. Okay. So okay, all right. So let's leave it alone. Continue. Okay. So we said. He cut with a dory knife this this cheese, so it's proper. The best is to cut the thin sliver. If you cannot, just do wipe something, wash with water, or scrub with something else. Okay, so that's about food. Okay, so basically food is edible. There is no problem. Next one is knife. What do we do with knife? The knife must be cleaned and scrubbed thoroughly in a cold water to remove any cheese residue. Right, so of course use soap, and I mean today's soaps are so good, like dishwasher soap. It would dissolve any grease, even without even without this hot water. But remember, don't use hot water because that's the taste would get absorbed. One who has no access to water should wipe the blade thoroughly with a thick cloth. Okay, no problem. Right, so this wiping also works very well. If the knife was not cleaned immediately after use, the residue is assumed to have dried into the knife's surface. Okay, simple scrubbing will no longer be sufficient, and knife required netziach, right? So meaning sticking into the ground. So again, the knife it's properly, if after person realized clean thoroughly with water, right, cold water, to remove cheese residue, right? If no water, you just wiped clean. If it was not washed well, like initially wiped clean initially, so then you have to stick into the ground. Okay, so and scenario number 2, hard food, for example, hard cheese, hard Swiss cheese. Okay, so and it says when meat. So again, meat that you used to cut. Knife that used to cut meat, right? When meat knife is used to cut hard cheese, significant pressure is exerted for sure, and dukkha, the sakina, is more efficient. It is more effective. Okay. I don't know, we bought the Swiss cheese, I don't know, a few weeks ago, and it is so expensive, so we just buy like, I don't know, 5-6 slices. It comes with slices. To buy the whole chunks is very expensive, like a few slices just to taste. So it's I think it's since it's so expensive, it's actually very good, and no need to use knife. Very interesting. The food, the thin sliver on both cut surfaces of the cheese should be removed and discarded. So now this washing no longer is going to work. Why? Because it's hard. So like you applied a lot of pressure. So next one, knife. Knife required netziach before it may be used. Okay. So no washing is suffices. Okay. Continue. Scenario number 2. So now, one second, let me see how long is it. Oh no. Okay, it's very long. So, any questions before we continue? Because now we're going to the long section. Okay, so then we continue. So scenario number 2. A meat or dairy knife used to cut parve foods, okay, or non-kosher knife used to cut kosher foods. Again, meat or dairy knife used to cut parve foods. So what is the problem, right? I mean, we'll see what is the problem if you want to use these foods with the opposite type, right? Or non-kosher knife used to cut kosher food. Okay, so let's see. In the following section, we are obviously concerned only with the effect of the knife on the food, not the reverse, because right, there is no problem. So if you cut with a meat knife parve food, what is right? There is no problem with the knife. A knife stays a knife, right? It does not change its status. The food can change its status. I will discuss the cause of the meat knife But the same applies to the daily knife. Okay. First, root vegetables. So now I'm going to be very careful and read all of the notes. So root vegetables, commentary, number 24. This is based upon the Talmudic law on Hulin 112a that pertains to the turnips. Okay. Poskim assume that the essential criterion for this category, the category is any food that can be washed well. So turnip is very hard, right? So you can wash well. Okay. However, a soft, juicy food, if washed, may absorb some of the residue of this on the surface. Okay. Thus, it cannot be cleansed by washing. It must be scraped to remove any residue from the surface. See further B. Okay, no problem. So one more time, root vegetables, a meat knife, and the commentary said this includes even unwashed knife. So it doesn't matter, unwashed knife. Shulchan Aruch throughout chapter 96 is referring to unwashed meat knife, since any knife is assumed to be unwashed unless it was removed from the silverware drawer. What does it mean? 1 second. Since the knife is assumed to be unwashed unless it was removed from silverware drawer, meaning that you just remove it, then it's assumed to be clean, but otherwise it's assumed to be used. Okay. So let's see. A meat knife used to cut cold, non-sharp root vegetables, for example, carrot, turnip, and parsnip, cannot impart its meat taste into the vegetables. One more time. Meat knife used to cut cold, non-sharp root vegetables, so meaning that they're very hard, right? For example, carrot, turnip, and parsnip cannot impart the meat taste to the vegetable. So we're talking about dory knife. Okay. Ducha besakina alone, meaning the pressure from the knife, without combination of either heat or sharp food, cannot transfer the taste. Okay. So it's very straightforward. So these hard vegetables, so just the pressure from the knife cannot transfer the taste of the meat, let's say, to the knife. So again, no sharp foods, no heat. However, a knife is assumed to retain food residue from the previous use on its surface. However, a knife is assumed to retain the food residue from the previous use on its surface. Okay. Therefore, the cut surfaces on any root vegetables cut with a meat knife must be rinsed before they're being eaten with dairy foods. I mean, it depends what you did with that. So if it's only one cut, there is no problem. But if you chopped it, that's that's a big issue. So one more time. Therefore, the cut on the surface of any root vegetables cut with a meat knife must be rinsed well before they eaten with the dairy food. Okay, so commentaries say, so see Yad Yehuda rules that if knife was definitely clean, the food need not to be rinsed. Okay, so if knife is clean, there is no problem. You cut with a meat knife vegetables, and you can eat these vegetables with dairy, if it's cut with a clean knife. So we're talking about root vegetables. So all vegetables are different. Next situation, other fruits and vegetables, meaning not as hard. Commentary. This is based upon the Talmudic law, Hulin 112a, pertaining to a cucumber. So of course cucumber is not as hard as a turnip. Poskim assume that any juicy, moist vegetables is included in this category. Okay. A fruit, and Hamas Adam who implies that all fruits should be included in this category. A fruit or a juicy vegetables, for example, orange or watermelon. Watermelon certainly is juicy vegetables and belong in this category, yeah, for sure. Watermelon, cucumber, cabbage, tomato, pumpkin, beet, and lettuce. So, Aruch HaShulchan include the cucumbers, pumpkins, beets, cabbage, and all green vegetables in this category. Okay. Right, lettuce. Cut with a meat knife cannot be cleaned by merely rinsing in the water. The water instead is the water, instead of removing the meat residue, may cause this residue to become further absorbed into the food. So basically, they are, since they're juicy, so lettuce. I mean, it's not all of the lettuce like it is juicy, but it is moist for sure. Like when you cut, right inside, it is moist. Okay, so they say to wash it is not going to work, as we said with these roots vegetables. Rather, both cut surface and the food must be scraped with a Parve knife to remove the outside surface of the food. Okay, that's. I mean, if you made a salad, that's I'm not sure that's too late. Don't eat it basically with other type. If the knife was certainly clean, some authorities permit eating the food with dairy after it's merely been washed. Okay, so which is good. Others disagree. In addition to being clean, the knife was not used to cut hot foods during the previous 24 hours. The food may be then used without any preparations. Okay, so if it was not knife was not used for 24 hours with hot foods, and it was clean, right? So we can assume that it was meat knife, and so just you can eat the salad with dairy basically. Okay, so now we got to the table. And it says so different situations. So let's see. So first one, meat knife used to cut American cheese. So American cheese, I guess, is one of the softest cheeses. Okay, American cheese, status of the food, right? Meat knife, cut cheese. Okay. So status of the food. Scrub the cut surfaces in cold water. Scrub the cut surface in the cold water. So meaning under the water and try to scrub and okay, that's it. Preferably a thin sliver of both cut surfaces should be removed. Okay, so I mean we already said it, but it's like a bottom line, like a summary. Okay, so if we cut with a meat knife this soft dairy, so you just scrub with water, right, in cold water, or preferably just cut the thin sliver. Okay, continue. Status of the knife. The knife should be scrubbed clean, if any of any residue. If the residue dried, one must do a netzah, right? Meaning sticking into the ground. So if caught on time, so just wipe it, just clean it with the cold water, of course, with the soap. Soap is always the best because it kills any tastes for sure, and it cleans as well. Okay, that's good. So I just to remind that in all the days it was not such easy thing to get water to clean everything, right? So you would need to go to the well to get the water, so it's a big deal. Okay, so continue. Hard cheese. So a meat knife that used to cut hard cheese. Okay, so what do we do? Status of the food. The thin sliver on both cut surfaces should preferably be removed. Okay, so because we said the pressure of the knife, and the knife is required netzach, meaning what? Meaning that it because of the pressure, so we need to kosher knife. So in first case, since it was almost no pressure, it was soft. So we if caught right away, so we can do just wiping or cleaning. If was left like this, so you need to stick into the ground. Okay, next one. Meat knife used to cut root vegetables and status of the food. Both cut surfaces should be rinsed well before food is eaten with dairy, right? So that's the only thing. I mean, again, if a person just like I don't know, just peeled it or something with a knife, so I honestly it's not a big deal. But if he cut or she cut in pieces, like how exactly you're going to do that? I mean, don't eat with vegetables, I guess. Okay. And status of the knife when status of the meat knife that cut root vegetables is unaffected. There's nothing. I mean, vegetables. So what is the problem? And the next scenario is meat knife used to cut fruits. Okay, I mean, again, we understand there's no problem with the knife. To the knife, both cut surfaces must be scraped, right? Why? Because they want to use this these fruits with dairy. Okay, so continue. Some practical application. Before we continue, any questions before we continue? Yes, go ahead, please.
This question on the board. Yes, Shalom Padarav. For the root vegetables, is the same rule applied to cold cooked food, given they seem to be much softened and even absorbed some juice after being cooked, and more similar to moist vegetables?
I think here when it's a different rule. We didn't get to it. I think that's a different category. These soft foods. Yeah, it's in the next section. Yeah, we didn't get to it. So the way I understand this root vegetables, I mean they're very hard. That's the thing. It's very hard, like beets or something, like this turnip. That's the thing. Okay. Right. Any other questions? So soft foods are different. Okay. But by the way, can you hear the noise on the background or no? Can you hear?
No.
Okay.
Like slightly, but no, it's not.
Okay, so it's wild party next door. I'm getting a headache from this subwoofer. Animals. Like that's why sometimes I say Shalom Sani Goy. HaShem, so of course Shalom Sani Goy. They celebrate. I don't know, from the morning people celebrate. Some practical applications. Eating vegetables in a non-kosher restaurant. One may not eat cut vegetables, even blend, not sharp vegetables, onions, or any sharp vegetables, certainly cannot be eaten, as will be explained in section C below. From a non-kosher restaurant. A restaurant employee may use the same knife to cut non-kosher foods, for example, meat sandwich, without thoroughly washing the knife between the uses. I mean, they can cut pigs and rats in there, right? Okay, so again, salad, right? So you're not allowed to eat salad in a non-kosher restaurant. Again, when not cut vegetables, even blend, not sharp vegetables, onion or any sharp vegetables, of course, certainly cannot be eaten in this non-kosher restaurant. Right, restaurant employee may cut everything with that. Okay, so commentaries say one cannot be certain that the vegetables are not cut near where non-kosher food are prepared, and that the same knife has been used. So I mean, in a big restaurant, the way I understand, like a fancy schmancy, so that they have. I don't know who told me. I don't remember who told me. That doesn't matter. So they have different. The guy was working in there, right? So he said there is the different crew. One is working on the soups. One is working on the main entry, and some like beginners work on the salads. So I mean, it's a huge operations. Yeah, you have them different, like in separate areas, and they do only their job. But in all other, like in a smaller restaurants, I guess they do everything. The same people do everything. Okay, so continue. A salad bar. One should not eat salads from the salad bar in a non-kosher restaurant. So commentary. I mean, okay. So, and plus, as we said before, another concern is these bugs, right, that they don't properly clean. So commentary said, beside the question of whether non-kosher knives are used, several other serious problems must be considered. Okay, so first of all, I mean, our topic is non-kosher knives. Okay, so in order to create salad, you have to use a knife. Okay, so that's one thing. Salad bars may use many types of salad dressings, many of which come from non-kosher ingredients. Dressings. Okay, so not all of the dressings are kosher. For example, my wife wanted to find this balsamic vinegar, right? Kosher like a dressing. It was not simple, right? Because it's vinegar, it must be produced from wine. Wine must be done by juice, right? So that's it. So it's only like few of them on the market. Maybe in Israel, yes, but where we live, it's only a choice of 2 or 3, or it's like very, very expensive, like affordable prices to maybe one or 2, and others like very expensive. Okay, so and others are not kosher, and other things also. She was looking for something, and it was it's mostly non-kosher. I don't remember why. So vinegar for sure. If the ingredient is vinegar, for sure it is a problem. Okay, even if one requires salad without dressing, the serving utensil may have been used for dressing and may contain non-kosher residue. So that's it. So I'm not sure if there's such a restaurant that exists when, I mean, maybe vegetarians, right? When they have only vegetables, like only salad bar or something, right? But the problem with the dressings. So even in you would eat a person would like something like without dressing, but still all of the utensils, the plate and the forks and knives were used. Somebody ate the dressing with them, and actually they washed with the hot water, right? That absorb the taste. Also, many vegetables must be checked for insects, as we said, right? It is difficult, if not impossible, to check cut up vegetables. This problem pertains even to the kosher restaurant if check for insect is not properly supervised. Right, so even the kosher restaurant, they're not going to buy the checked things. It's very expensive. It's like three times or 5 times more expensive. So people buy regular lettuce, regular fresh things, and they check them themselves. Maybe there is mashgiach or two of them, right? That depends on the size of the restaurant, and they constantly checking. So, but sometimes you can get tired or annoyed, right? Third, even if one manages to find a salad free of any kashrut problem, one should preferably not eat in the restaurant itself, right? So even if it's, let's say if it's, they care about all these other things, right? But still, there is a problem. What is the problem? One should be concerned with the problem was maris ayin. There's the people who see one eating the salad in the restaurant may suspect that he's eating non-kosher salad, since most of the salad have a non-kosher problems. So maris ayin is the biggest one, and I discussed it today. We have an early class. So technically, you can go to McDonald's or Burger King or something to get something that is kosher. For example, you can get soda, right? Coca-Cola or something, PepsiCo, whatever they sell, right? It came from the fountain, and they give you like a disposable cup, right? The disposable straw, everything is disposable. You get it yourself, right? It's not, there's nothing wrong there. So basically, maybe you can buy it. I don't say yes, but let's say you can buy it. Or there is bottled water, right? So still water, what's the problem? Right, so the problem is maris ayin. So people say, why? Yeah, of course he carrying water, but he just finished 17 sandwiches there. Yeah, I know this juice. You understand? That creates a big issue. And I remember when I used to work, so some people would come, our clients, and they want to take me out or something. Of course, I always make not excuses, but I had such a job, so I must be there. So I said I cannot. Even like I can go if needed. I can tell my boss or my colleague that look, watch all of the screens. We're going to be back in 40 minutes. Let's say there's no problem. We used to do that, but sometimes they're so annoying that was a restaurant downstairs. He said, okay, can we sit outside? I understand inside, outside. So I don't want to sit anywhere. Like I don't want to sit there. So why do you need to eat? You're hungry. You came from another town. You go eat. When you finish eating, so you can come up and sit in my cubicle, or we get a conference room and we're going to talk. Like what is but for these people, like they want to do something for you. They want to feed you. You understand? So it was like very hard for them to understand why I cannot just sit next to them in this non-kosher restaurant. It's very interesting, right? Okay. Or worse yet, they were erroneously conclude that it's permissible to eat salad in that salad bar. So one is a maris ayin that you do something wrong, or another, this rabbi, because this they probably adhere to the highest standard, and all of the salads are permitted. Of course, meat is not permitted, we know that, but salads are permitted. So you understand, maybe you drink a glass of water in that restaurant or something. Cup, I don't know, glass, not a good idea, like bottle of water, let's say, but they're going to say that you were eating salad. Right? What else? Why would you go to the restaurant to get bottled water? Right? So we have to be ready for a situation like that. As I said before, like play out the all of the scenarios and try not to be there, basically, right? Or try like have an answer why you should not do that. If the vegetables are shredded with a shredder, one must determine whether the shredder is used for anything non-kosher, for example, cheese. So again, on top of that, right, it is presumably extremely difficult to clean the shredder properly. I mean, I would say it's impossible, right? To shredder properly. It's a knife, so you don't want to damage the knife, like the blade, because it's so delicate, right? If the salad contains radishes and onions, that's an issue. The problem becomes more difficult, since radish and onion as a davar harif. Davar harif, we said it's like sharp foods. Okay, so sharp foods, it's going to be transfer of the taste. Okay, so first we said salad bar, big issue. So next one, purchasing cut watermelon in a supermarket. One may purchase cut watermelon in a non-Jewish fruit store or supermarket, since presumably they keep separate knives to cut melons. Many punctuous individuals avoid purchasing cut melon from a non-Jewish store. 28. So we're going to see. So some where I live, they have like I think everywhere, like in a produce store, we have like in ice, would say we would have this what is it the fruit salad, like watermelon, melons, some strawberries, some grapes, or whatever these things that people would like grab like for lunch or something, for convenience, right? So most likely the people who cut it would use this knife only for these purposes, right? To cut vegetables, but I would not do it. Okay, but technically, if you have no choice, so you can assume that they had only that knife. Okay, so continue. Continue with the commentary. So it says Rima 96.2 rules that when one may assume that separate knives are used, one need not be concerned that the knives be used for a treif food. So that's this Rima gives us way out like big leniency. So I guess in these supermarkets or this what is it, the produce store that I'm talking about. So of course, like deep, like it's I have in mind like two separate stores, three separate stores. So deep inside in the store, yeah, they have a cold cut section, but it's a separate person. They have like cold cutting machines and stuff like that. So that's a separate issue. But these guys who work with vegetables, it's like different crew. It's not the same people. So most likely that these vegetable people who work with vegetables have their own knives, and those who cut cheese or cold cuts, they have their own knives. So there is they're not mixing, right? So in this case, Rema Baruch Hashem give us leniency, so you can buy this cut salad. Okay, but if it's a smaller place, we cannot assume that. Okay, continue. See the laws of Kashrut, chapter 12 and notes 47. So we only on 4, or we only on the 8, right? For discussion of the issue involved. Okay, if it seems safe to assume that fruits and watermelon that are cut in a separate fruit section of the market, exactly as we said, and it is unlikely that knife from the meat section is used. Okay. In addition, when washed meat knife is when unwashed meat knife is used to cut watermelon, it can ruin the taste. Also, right? So I didn't think of it, but it is true. So it's going to ruin the taste. Maybe fruits are going to spoil quicker. I don't know, right? So that's not what they want. And maybe it's going to change the color. So also that's they want to sell this thing. Okay. So next section is C. It's not section, but subset. Example again, C. Fish. There's a difference of the opinion whether one may eat fish cut with a non-kosher knife, or whether one may eat dairy with, with fish that was cut in a meat knife. Okay, so two separate scenarios. Can one eat fish that is cut with a non-kosher knife? Right, and the second question: if fish was cut with a meat knife, can it be eaten with dairy? Can fish be eaten with dairy? Some authorities permit eating the fish if the cut surface are thoroughly washed and scrubbed beforehand. Okay. Preferably, the cut edges should be scraped lightly with a knife edge. Okay. So That's I think that's what I said. That's what we used to do when we would buy salmon from non-kosher stores. So in all of the salmons, the stomachs are open. So in all other foods, the stomachs are closed, so you can do whatever you want, right? But the salmon, because they want to take the caviar, I guess, right? All of the stomachs are open, right? So there is no problem. First, you can wash. So the knives cut touch only the stomach, so you can cut with the scissors. That's what we used to do. Even though it says you can wash, it's so. But my wife, so she says she would cut like a thin layer. That's it. So sliver. That's it. That's according to all of the opinions. So you can use this salmon from non-kosher stores. I mean, I said salmon, but just because all other fish would sell it complete. I mean, of course, you're going to pay for it for all of the insides, but anyway, right? Continue. So responsa Chavos Yair 179 recommends that the cut edge be scraped lightly. So meaning of this fish. The light scraping is done by merely pressing and scraping the knife blades across the cut surfaces without actually removing any of the surface. Okay, so I mean, that's even more lenient that we do. Okay. Other poskim are uncertain whether the washing is sufficient, meaning this place of cut. If the knife was clean, one may follow the lenient opinion. Okay, so let me check the time. I guess we can stop here. Of course, we're still on a practical application, so that's it's very interesting. So even though the Rabbi said, okay, he's only give us advices what to do, and in all situation ask rabbis, but we see actually he's very, very practical, and he delves in each issue, and in many cases you know exactly what to do. I would say in most of the cases, you know exactly what to do. With a knife, with other things. Okay. Any questions on what we said, or any topic?
Rabbi?
Yes, go ahead, please.
We have a question. The board says, I wonder if duhka the sakina can combine with salting to transfer taste. For example, if using a potted knife to cut a cold salted meat, does the knife become a meat knife?
I think so. So salt is, as we said before, it transfer the taste much faster, right? So just to remind us, we said when we discussed the issue of soaking, right? So it says that when it's soaked in the water for 24 hours, that's one thing, right? But if it's less than 24 hours, it's nothing. But with all of these salty solutions, for sure, it says do not put it in even for 1 second, because that's how it works. Of course, it depends how much salt, but of course, yeah, the salt is actually transfer the taste. Yes, for sure. Okay, what else?
I have a few questions,
Mm-hmm.
maybe a lot for today. About this kosher kitchen. So the first question I have is, does lab-grown meat have Yetzer Hara?
Apologize. Say it again. If does meat has a Yetzer Hara? I didn't get it.
Yes, the meat that is grown in the lab.
In the lab?
Yes.
Does it Yetzer Hara? I don't think so. No. There is just for those who don't know what the discussion is about. There is like synthetic kind of meat. It's not a meat. but it's like some soy product or something. No, it's not soy, but probably it's done in a lab. So is it considered to be meat? I don't think it's considered to be meat, even though it tastes like meat. But okay, go ahead.
So another question is how it is possible that there is kosher cheese made with animal rennet. I had an explanation, but I didn't understand it well.
Okay. So, all right. So, in order to produce cheese, just to explain the question, there are several ways. You have to get some kind of like thing that start the process, the curdling process, right? So, one thing they use is from I think from dates, from some kind of dates. So, and it's like some acid that can do the process, but the best is from it's actually the piece of the animal of young calf, right? And it's a part of the stomach. So the part of the stomach is so how is it possible? So we combine the meat and milk together, right? In some sense. So there are a few explanations. First of all, this must be only like a slaughtered according to Halachah. So meaning the meat is allowed. So meaning what if that's the explanation why we're not allowed to eat the cheese of non-Jews. So one example, one explanation is even if they use this part from the calf itself, right? So it would not be allowed. Why? Because it was not slaughtered properly, right? So since it was not slaughtered properly, all of the products also not kosher. So there is no starter. That's easy. But with a kosher one, so they say since maybe it's not meat, so not everything is considered to be meat, meaning it's not edible. Right, and that's one explanation, right? Not everything is considered to meat. So technically, is it forbidden? It's not forbidden, but do we eat it? We don't eat it, right? Many things. So it's not considered to be meat. Meat is considered to be flesh only. And the second explanation, it was like exception. So it was not when HaShem said you're not allowed to eat meat and milk. So that part was not included. Right, because of the cheese.
So is there any, taking into account this explanation, is there any leniency for example, a soft cheese that has no kosher stamp, but it says clearly that it's made with chemical rennet?
Chemical rennet. So basically, it's a very good question. So there is no non-kosher ingredients. So another problem with this cheese that the milk was not most likely the milk was not produced by a Jew. So but after the fact, so if let's say if the milk was produced in a country where they were very strict with the kashrut requirement of the milk, meaning the government supervises, and most likely it's kosher. It's very interesting. We had somebody asked me a question in class that they had earlier today, and it was about milk. And a new guy joined, like I don't know, 2 months ago, 3 months, I don't know, like a few months ago, and he is from one of these Asian countries. So minor Asian, right? So he said, so of course, I mean, he's new, he's a Jew, but never practiced anything. His father was not a Jew, so my mother was a Jew, right? So, and he said in his country, in his supermarket, they sell milk of the horses and the milk of the camels. horses, maybe I'm making up. I'm not sure about horse. I take back about horse, but camels for sure. So it's a delicacy in that country. It's very interesting. So we said absolutely not. But I never had this question before. I never had somebody living in such a country when they sell this camel milk in the supermarket. It's not like you have to go somewhere like in the supermarket. That's what he said. It's very interesting. So first of all, to make milk, to make cheese, it's only the kosher only the kosher milk is going to curdle where to make the cheese. Right? That's we save right there. And if it's using this this, as you sell this chemicals, like this enzyme from chemicals, there is no problem. Of course, somebody have to like approve that it was used like only kosher ingredients, but otherwise there should not be any issue. I'm not sure if it's going to be much expensive, cheaper. I have no idea. And plus, how it's going to affect the taste. Also, the taste could be different. I don't know. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say that here in the supermarket, this cheese that has this chemical red is much expensive than the other.
Okay, so here, you slaughter the calf anyway, so this does not cost you nothing, zero. Okay, so zero is a good price. It's hard to compete against this price. Yes, go ahead.
And the other question is how to have a balance between being or not being wasteful and being careful with eggs that when breaking them they show anomalies like red traces that could be implying that it's blood.
Mm-hmm. So our sages say as follows, right? So if it's egg that come from the farm that had roosters, so most likely it's blood that is forbidden on a biblical level. So if it's eggs that they come like most of the not expensive eggs, as we said before, right? That you buy in the supermarket. If you buy from an individual, it's unknown. But if you buy in a supermarket, commercially made, most likely it's those things are like rooster free, right? The chicken just lay eggs. So then this prohibition is on different level. It's already on rabbinic level. So if somebody is not a rich person and actually a poor person, for him or for her, this extra egg is going to cost them losing a meal or something. So in this case, they say absolutely you're not obligated to lose this meal. So you can just remove this blood, especially if it's in the white. There is no problem. Just remove this blood with some extra, and that's it. Okay.
Because the other day I was trying to make challah and I broke two eggs, and the two had these anomalies, and the third one was okay.
It's very interesting. So usually two in a row, it's a lot. So maybe we find maybe three in a year. Or 4 in a year, I don't know. I never ask my wife. Recently, I have to ask her because she does the cooking. But maybe I'm talking about myself. I find maybe 2 or 3 in a year. That's it, from all of the sex. So maybe she's found more. So 2 in a row, it's a lot. So maybe it's a good idea to switch the company, to buy something simpler, looks like those come from a farm when they have roosters.
And can we give these eggs instead of throwing them to the sink? Can we cook these dogs, and if we do this, it's going to be unkosher, the pot.
It's going to be unkosher. Yes, exactly. So you can give to somebody else, but you cannot cook.
So if we cook it, we have to have a special for the pot for the dogs. That is
Yes. Okay. All right. Okay. Yes. In this case, yes. Yeah, because it's not. You see, it's not forbidden to derive benefit, right? For many non-kosher things. For example, if you had a chicken and it died, right? Okay, whatever happened, but got hit by a car or something, right? So it died. So there is no problem. You can derive the benefit. You can sell it to a non-Jew. You can give it to a dog. You can give to whoever you want, right? The only thing that we are forbidden to derive benefit is from milk and meat combination. That's forbidden to derive benefit from, right? Or wine. Okay, so it's another example. Wine that was used for idol worship. So those we're not allowed to derive benefit. But all others, non-kosher things, you made a mistake, whatever happened, okay, you can derive benefit.
Is one allowed to eat fried potato chips that, for example, a friend bought it from a non-kosher restaurant?
Restaurant meaning that they made the chips in there in the restaurant?
Yes.
I mean, most likely they use oil. So I'm not sure when. Okay. So when we say chips, you don't mean like the very thin, dry pieces, right? You mean like thicker pieces, like French fries, right? That's what I mean?
Yes,
okay.
French.
Yeah, French. So because they would use this oil to cook many things in that oil, right? So including meat, chicken, whatever. So that's the issue.
It's also an issue that the knife they use may have used for meat.
It's also right, as we said here, yes. For meat, for not kosher things, yes.
And is one allowed to drink a coffee from a coffee shop with no kosher certification?
So technically, what some rabbis wrote leniently, if it's a black coffee, like black, nothing in there, no flavors, nothing, right? Straight like original, whatever they call it, house blend, whatever, straight. So some say there is no problem, right? So the only problem is the flavors. When you start going the flavors, that's it. Flavors, you don't know how they made. That would be an issue.
The other is I still cannot understand why someone would be using the same knife or one could be using the same knife for meat and for non-meat foods. For example, if someone makes a kosher meat dish with my oven, if hypothetical case someone comes to my house and they use the oven, then this oven becomes disqualified for vegetarian foods. For example, baked potatoes or baked cakes. In that case, how I make this oven kosher again?
So as we said, you have to like a kosher, meaning that you have to put it on the highest degree, like heat. Of course, you have to clean inside. If there is a residue, you have to clean, and leave it for 45 minutes to 1 hour on the highest settings, and then whatever was there is going to burn, and it's kosher now. You can use for whatever you want.
So it's okay to classify dairy and vegetable foods together in one single category?
What do you mean?
For example, in my case that I don't eat meat, only fish. So it's a good idea to classify both in same category, dairy and vegetable foods just for, I don't know, for guidance?
I mean, it's the laws are exactly the same as the author says here in this book many times. We discuss meat knife is used to cut cold soft cheese, or meat knife is called is used to cold hard cheese. But the opposite is also true. That does not make any difference. Or you use a dairy knife to cut soft meat or hard meat. So it's exactly the same. That doesn't matter. I mean, we just we cannot explain duplication of everything. So we take one as an example and just go from there. But exactly the same, exactly the same laws apply. And plus, in the third category is non-kosher food. So whatever we said, meat knife, it's exactly the same as a dairy knife and exactly the same as a non-kosher knife. Everything is exactly the same. So in some sense, you can say, as you said, you can put in one. I mean, I would say that different categories, but exactly the same approach. Okay, go ahead.
I don't know. I have a question, but it's about Kabbalah. I don't know if we have time for that.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, go. What is it?
So there is something that till this day I'm not understanding. I looked everywhere on the web, and it seems that there is not a conclusive answer. Why there are two accounts of creation in Bereshit 1 and 2. So the question is, was Lit created male and female, and also Adam male and female?
I think it's okay. So that is Yetzer Hara was created as a male and female, right? So what is Oh, you're saying that she was the first wife of Adam? That's is it
yes,
what you're trying to say?
I cannot understand well why she would abandon Adam if she was already feeling complete. So male and female, also Adam, male and female. Because if we say that Adam was male and Lit was female, then it's for me it's like no much sense that she was willing to abandon Adam.
I'm not sure. I hear what he's saying. That some Kabbalistic concepts. I'm not sure. That's a good question.
Also, I ask myself this because I see that there is in the side of holiness there is male and female, and inside the Sephirot, male female holiness, the upper part, and in the lower part is also there is a male and female. So that's why I ask myself this. But I couldn't find any conclusive answer.
I'm not sure Kabbalah is talking about, yes, but I'm not sure. So it's actually even with the Ramban that I learned. So they just leave all the Kabbalistic things unexplained, untranslated, anything, because it's like it's for simple people. We're trying to do like simple things, and even with simple explanation of Ramban, for example, I'm still behind 1.5 books, just and hardly trying to finish like a partial of the week with a simple basic commentary. So okay, go ahead. What else?
Thank you very much, Kavod.
You're welcome. What else? Any other questions? Go ahead, please. Yes, go ahead.
There's a question on the board says, Shalom Rav, if one accidentally cut his hand when using a dairy knife, of course to cut dairy, does he need to kasher the knife?
It's a very good question. So I guess if you just clean the knives right away it should not be an issue. The human blood is not actually forbidden. It's like so it says what is forbidden? The blood of the kosher animals, right? So it says slaughter and pour into water into the ground like water. The blood of the non-kosher animals are forbidden because they're not kosher, not because it is blood. Human blood is not forbidden, right? So even though they said technically, so don't drink your own blood, even though it's not forbidden. So automatically, right? You want to suck the blood to help. Don't do that. Or if you you did it, spit out the blood. So meaning not to get used to taste of the blood. But we're talking about the blood of the human that is forbidden. It's only blood that came out. Blood is the inside of the human is not forbidden, right? Meaning if somebody has blood coming from the tooth, from the gum or something, so they say that you're allowed to swallow that blood, right? Blood, for example, when somebody eating bread, right? Eating bread, he has bleeding gums, right? And he beat the bread and see on a piece of bread there is a blood. So this blood you're not allowed to eat, right? So because it's already came out, so you have to remove this piece of blood from your bread or vegetables, whatever you eat, throw out and continue eating, right? But whatever is in your mouth, you can swallow. Okay. What else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Friend says, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I have a question in regards to something that my family is going through right now.
Okay, go ahead.
So here's the thing. We have this distant relative, and we kind of run like a family business, and this person ended up working for us. Unfortunately, this person did something very nasty to us, and we had to fire her. And the thing is that this person is close to another relative to us that is closer to us and is very dear to us. And we are afraid that this person is going to tell her version of the story to this person, and perhaps, I don't know, manipulate the whole thing, and I don't know. So I was wondering if should we speak to the person that is closer to us ahead of time before this other person tells the version of the story, in order to avoid any any problems further on, or should just let this person to say whatever she wants?
So it's very good. Very good question, and just to explain the situation, right? So explain the question. What is the question? The question is like a halachic question in this case. So is it going to be for constructive purpose? So are we trying to save somebody? No. Right? Is somebody going to benefit from this? No. So I guess according to what we learned in Chaim, let that person say whatever they want to say, and if that person this independent relative would come to you for explanation, so you give them explanation. Now it's going to be for constructive purpose. If you're going to start speaking now, it's not going to be for constructive person. Maybe that person is not going to say anything, like the employee that you fired. Maybe yes, maybe no. Right? So we cannot assume things and start speaking since it's going to be negative information. Of course, as we understand, somebody if somebody must fire the relatives, not because they have nothing else to do, but because it was impossible situation. So in impossible situation means it's negative information. So it's not like that person is a judge or something. So you would not be allowed to do like preemptive strike, basically. Let the story develop, and if needed, so you can clear your name.
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
I have a question about Masechet Avot, Mishnah 18. In one of the commentaries of the Mishnah about justice, because the Mishnah, just let me check, the Mishnah says, Rabbi Shimon Gamliel says, the world endures on three things: law, truth, and peace. So one of the commentaries says, when people rise above the impulses of hating judges, when justice is imposed on them, this same justice is the prime vehicle towards peace. This is what it says in regards to judges.
Justice.
But I was wondering if we may apply this to our lives. And let's say, for example, that instead of a judge, let's say we have a rabbi that is constantly telling us things that are tough for us to accept. But if we manage to overcome this hatred, so to speak, that we have against the judgment that is being inflicted upon us, could we apply this and say that if we overcome this, we may achieve or attain peace, as the Mishnah says?
Absolutely, yes, and it's not only like this rabbi. I mean, it's external source, but even us ourselves. So do something that we are not have no predisposition to do, right? But you know that it's the right thing to do. You understand? That's what HaShem wants. As Rabbi Mizrahi Shlita said, like many years ago, he said very beautifully. Everybody, like many people, they ask the question because why they trying to way out. They'll find the way out. But deep inside, if you ask that person, right? If HaShem would be in front of you, let's say, and He's in front of you, like if you do like a scenario A, would he be proud of you or not? Right? Or you were trying to find a sneaky way out. Would he be proud of you or not? So just answer the question to yourself, right? It's and many issues get results very easily. So if you know that HaShem is here, and I want to make Him to be proud of me, so how should I conduct myself? And that's it. So you understand this? Accept it. So because HaShem said so, so He said that's the right way to do. But this right way, I'm going to lose money. So it looks like you're losing money. Who said you're losing money? Who said that you're losing your reputation? Right. So HaShem is in charge of things. And right, so that's that is. But the judgment. So when the people here in the world, they judge truthfully, they judge justly, right? That creates peace, meaning that the heavenly court does not have to get involved. You understand? So even they come to the compromise, which is not exactly 100% justice, but this compromise created peace. That's enough. So when the punishment comes from above, when we cannot judge among ourselves, we cannot come into terms between ourselves. That's the issue. That's the heavenly court get involved, and they judge harshly according to Halachah. Understand? So it is 100% when the justice creates peace. Absolutely. And I want to tell you a story that we learned today. Actually, I don't see these guys here now. It's actually from my morning class, and not right. It's from my morning class. So we learned Rabbi Dessler that the story. Did they say this story or not? Don't remember about the savage. Did they say the story about the savage? That he did a favor to the king or not? Tell me, please. And they send him.
I don't think so.
No, and they send them to the treasury. Was it the story? Did they say it or not?
I'm not sure.
Okay, all right. So I mean, we just learned not too long ago. I don't know. last week, this week, I don't know dates already. All right, so it says that one savage did a favor to a king. Right, the king said, "Well, he's a nice guy. Let me reward him." So he said to his officers, "So they take this guy to my treasury, right? Give him some bags and let him take whatever he wants to take. And afternoon, whatever, closer to the evening, just let him go home, enjoy." So this savage guy came to the treasury. He said, look, I did such a favor to the king. Now he wants me to work for free. That he didn't now even say that they're going to pay me to carry all of these heavy things, gold and silver. So he did not know the value of the gold and silver and like precious stones. So the guy said, "Oh, there's nobody's watching, no supervision." So he went to sleep a little under the tree. Then he walked very, very slow and put only the light few things into his bags. And when the time came, the guard came and said, "Okay, mister, we closed the door. So goodbye, thank you very much." And the guy said, "Okay, very nice." They didn't even check how much I work, but now they would understand. I'm not a fool to work for free, to carry this heavy stuff, right? And he went home very, very happy with himself. He arrived home and people saw like what he got, and he told them the story. Everybody had heart attack, and they explained to him the value of the silver and the gold. And when he realized, he got so upset. It was a one lifetime opportunity. Right, and these things that suffering, that working hard, and these people, they taking advantage of him, right? Like king or a king's officers taking advantage of him was actually the biggest, could be the biggest reward. But he did not know the value, and that's why he ignored. And Rabbi Dessler Zatzal said that who's the savage? You look at him in the mirror. Right, that's with us just because we don't know the value of the suffering, right, and how much a person is going to pay for this suffering. So he's like this ignorant savage, right? But when you know that this suffering is actually like is in order to work hard and get reward for everything that we do, so the suffering suddenly is not suffering, right? That's why righteous people, the definition of the HaShem loved ones, right? It says in the Talmud, the one who rejoices in his suffering, right? The tzaddik is who rejoices in his suffering. Meaning it's not suffering. It's like he's suffering. He fills his bags with gold and diamonds and all precious stones. Yeah, it's suffering, and then he would have to carry it. Of course, it's suffering, right? But when you understand the value, it's not. So same as us, that's the same as us. We must stop being savages, right? And understand that everything that even bad seems to be happening in our life. It's this suffering that actually golden, diamond, and silver, and all this good stuff, right? That's a parable from Rabbi Dessler. So I heard this parable from many people saying otherwise, but I get to original. So of course, later on I usually spin also my own, give it my own spin, but this is original. This is almost word to word what it says there. Okay, what else?
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Oh, HaShem. No, never mind. There's a few questions on the board. Says Shalom Rav. I wonder, is all money spent on mitzvah being reimbursed by HaShem, or only specific mitzvot get the reimbursement?
No, I think all of them, especially expenses that we occur on Shabbos and Yom Tov. So HaShem said, spend it, and I'm going to reimburse you. Okay, but we have to remember, reimburse not immediate. It's not I spend $100 and I got $100 deposit. But with this thought, it's easier to shop for Shabbos, right? So of course you cannot go if you have money, so you're allowed to spend. But if it says in one place it says HaShem said to his nation spend on my name, like on my account, I'm going to repay. And another place it says that it's better to turn your Shabbos as a weekday, right? Your Shabbos table, than borrow money from other people, right? So meaning do not depend on charity. So and also just explain. So we're trying not to depend on other people. So if you have money, so don't be greedy and spend it, but don't go and borrow and now spend somebody else's money. You understand? Because the other person expect you to return this money. So if you borrow money and you don't have a clear plan, some collateral or something, how you're going to get this money back, so you're not allowed to take the money, right? Unless you have Mr. Bitachon, as Beis Halevi said this story. I'm not sure if I had this story in this class, but it was quickly. It was about a ticket. Did they say about the ticket, train ticket or not?
What, a ticket?
Train ticket.
The rabbi that was waiting for a train, and his talmid came, and I know the.
Oh no. Okay. Okay. I know what you're talking about. This is not the original story. Guess what? That's not the original story. That's one of the interpretations. So now I also heard this story, but he's the original of the story. So this rabbi came and I said I need to go to such and such place, and I don't have money, but I need to go for a mitzvah. So who is going to provide? HaShem is going to provide. So I just go on a train, and HaShem is going to pay, right? And and he said, well, why should I go like to the third class? So like a simple bill. I go to the first class with the rich people, nice cushion, like all of the fancy schmancy, right? So I'm going to go there, and he comes in the first class and sit down by the window, and across from him was a rich Jew, and he said, "Mister, are you sure you're in the right place? You're not exactly dressed up like for this part of the train. Maybe you then," he said. And this rabbi explained to this not so religious Jew his situation. The guy was shocked. He said, "Really? You think that the conductor is already start walking, right? So the train start moving. Conductor is walking. So whoever that did not have chance to purchase the ticket, he's going to buy ticket from a conductor, right? So no problem, right? So he said, but how do you expect to get the money?" Said HaShem is going to provide. Look, there is a mitzvah to go from one place to another to do that. So he's going to provide. So the conductor already walking in this car, and this rich guy said, "Look, nobody's coming to bail you out, Rabbi. I'm going to pay." He said, "Thank you very much." So and this rich man paid for this rabbi. Rabbi, of course, thanked him. And this rich man said, "Look, I admire you very much, Rabbi, but please tell me, how are you going to get back to your town? Like I'm not traveling. You said you coming tomorrow night. I'm not going back there tomorrow night. How exactly who is going to pay for your ticket?" This rabbi looked at the face of the person and said, "Thank you very much for the ticket, but do you think that you paid for my ticket? You really think so? HaShem paid for my ticket." So he found you. This time he's going to find somebody else to pay for my ticket. You understand? So unless we're on this level of bitachon, so me personally, I'm going to purchase in advance, try to get discounts. So unfortunately, right, that's me. So but Beezrat HaShem, when we're on this level, so we can operate like that. So but until then, we operate on a normal, natural level. Okay. What else?
Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you very much.
So that's in there is a second book that I found when they have originals of the stories without all of the embellishments. I mean, embellishments are good, but okay. But I like the originals first. Okay. What else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So the second part of the question says also, if a non-Jew is spending money for Mitzvot, for instance, a non-Jewish woman buys modest clothing, does she get reimbursement?
I think so, because the laws of the modesty actually apply to Jews and non-Jews, right? But the thing is, the only important thing is if she had a immodest clothes, that has to be destroyed. Cannot sell it, cannot donate, cannot do anything with that. So I got a message. One lady that did teshuva, and she didn't tell me that like, I mean, she told me that she going to go modest, stuff like that. Okay, of course I bless you and stuff like that, and then she sent me text. Was it Friday? I don't know. Whatever. I did not look at the text for a few days. Whatever happened. I don't know what happened. So only 2 or 3 days later, I saw the message. And she said actually she realized, so I did not answer the message, and she did not, like, it gave you your time to think, you see, like beside the Shema. So and she canceled. So as soon as she decided to go like modest, so she went on this website like eBay or something, I don't know, like to sell this used clothing, but I think, like, I don't know, maybe good quality, I don't know, whatever, right? But immodest. And since I did not respond, so she put it on hold, Baruch HaShem, and it was not sold. Very interesting. So because she said I give a very good price just to like get rid of it from my house. It's very interesting, right? And she said, can I sell it? She said, I have a doubt after you did not respond. Of course, I did not do it on purpose. I was very busy. So she said I had these doubts. Whether I can, what should I use? I said, you have to destroy. She said, I suspected. After a few days, you did not respond. I suspected that there is something wrong. And it's good that nobody bid on that clothing. Very interesting. Right. So the only mitzvah, I guess it was immodest, so to destroy it. Okay, what else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So what about a non-Jewish person that is going through conversion, that is spending money on mitzvot that are technically not concerning to him? Does he get the reimbursement?
No. Because they're not obligated. So that's the thing.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So next question on the board says, Shalom Kavod Harav, I wonder if we are allowed to listen to Torah when cutting nails.
So let me explain the question, right? So we will understand the question. Why the person asking the question? So cutting the nails, the person whose nails are being cut, right? He gets this impurity, right? And he's not allowed to learn Torah or say the blessing until he or she go and wash their hands. With a cup, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Right? So even when somebody else is cutting that person's nails, right? So a person who cuts the nails does not get impurity. Of course, it's proper to wash the hands with the soap, but it's a different story, like hygienical reasons. But this person, right? So whose nails have been cut, is actually getting this impurity. So I would say don't do it. So go cut your nails, wash your hands, purify them spiritually, and then you're allowed to listen to the Torah. Yes.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Friend says, Baruch HaShem, thank you so much for the love.
You're welcome. Good question. Very good question.
Thank you, Rabbi. So I have a question in regards to Tuma. I was wondering if there's people that have this sexual perversions, let's say homosexuals and so on, does this Tuma that I have with them kind of works as a magnet for more bad things or more bad character traits?
Yes.
Because I don't know if some of our friends have had the experience of working or perhaps having this type of people as neighbors, but usually they're very nasty people.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, I mean, it's very unfortunate. But I was wondering, so that kind of leads to my question. Is this kind of sort of a magnet for more bad character traits?
Yes, I mean it's in general, not only these people, but other people as well, like wicked people. Why? Because it says that what is the reward in this reward in this world for the mitzvah? Reward in this world for the mitzvah is another mitzvah. It's very simple. And what is the punishment in this world for avera, for a sin? Is another sin. So one sin attracts another sin. So in sins, what is the sins? It's our behavior. So behavior pattern, which is becomes our not our which is becomes a person the person personality, this character trait, right? And it's worse than every time a person makes another sin. So for sure, it affects all of his or her personality, 100%. And it's worsened. So it's not that's why it's not so easy for a person, as you said, with such a tumor to make to do the teshuva, right? Like it's only something like drastic has to happen, like some like a shake up, some like out of ordinary thing has to happen, like some drama or something, for them to come to senses. Otherwise, they would never. This klipa, like impurity, is so thick they don't feel anything. Right? When I don't know, like maybe when you have your in a car and the window is shut or and it's raining and somebody's screaming to you from 50 like I don't know, feet away. So you're not going to hear what they're screaming. Right? Too much distraction. You understand? So same these people. Yeah, you're talking to them, but it's like you're very far away. They have rain. They have their headphones. They have windows closed. They're not going to hear you, right? So, but if something happened, like some explosion, somebody break the window of the car, yeah. In this case, yeah, they might be more attentive. Okay. What else?
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
May I ask a couple more quick questions?
Yeah, go ahead.
See more questions on the board. Okay, so this is based on a question that I made yesterday about kidneys. Mm-hmm. That I asked about the kidneys in the Teila. So considering that, taking into account that Kabbalah said that kidneys represent the truth because they kind of filter stuff and so on, I was wondering if a person that suffers from lack of honesty, lies a lot, whatever, is this person bound, or is very likely for this person to suffer from kidney disease, perhaps?
Possible. Mm-hmm. Yes, so all of the character traits, all of these mitzvahs, they're actually connected to a specific organ, right? And one of the mitzvahs that we have to tell the truth, to be just. You understand? So the person who is lying and deceiving, so for sure it's not that category. So it can affect his organs 100%. Right? Of course, today we're not 100% know like a one-to-one connection, but even Rambam, as a doctor, so he would be able to look at somebody's eyes and see what exactly. So that even though there is a spiritual disease, people came to him with a spiritual disease, so he would be able to diagnose and say, you have to work on this in this mitzvah. So that's the real cause. So this of the mitzvah. So this physical element is only a symptom. You understand? So, but symptoms come from the real cause. So, in this case that you described, absolutely.
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
And the last question about Kashrut. Is there any way to get rid of the tiny, small worms that strawberry have without peeling them?
Yes, yeah. I mean, first of all, not all the strawberries have these small worms. Have to see. I mean, when they do a presentation, and I saw it in the internet. The guy even showed another guy. The rabbi even showed this cashews, right? I think they call it. It's not cashews. Maybe they were like raw or something, but he would take a knife, like closed cashews, like open up with a knife, and there is like bugs like running around. Like he opened up, I don't know how many, like 3-4 nuts. They're like like huge infestation. So when we buy these nuts, like already dried, I never ever saw even one bug. Never ever. Not dead, not alive, of course not, but not even dead. Nothing. Right, and same. I saw that his presentation presented with strawberry. I don't know where he got this strawberry, but what we do, first of all, we wash a few times, but we cut this green part, so they're usually in the green part, like a little extra. So together with the strawberry, that's it. So that usually solves the problem. I never saw one bug. I mean, after. I never checked. Okay, let's put it this way. I never checked the strawberries before they're washed and before they're cut. Okay, let's put it this way. So first we actually cut, then we wash a few times, and that's it. They eat. There's no problem. Same as blueberry. Also, people say there is infestation in blueberry. I never saw like of course again. If you first clean, you first wash a few times, and then. I never saw one bug. Okay. But in greenery for sure, as I said many times, I saw in broccoli, I saw in cauliflower, I saw it was scary. But it was scary on one hand. On another hand, it was not exactly the color of the vegetable. So it's like on a broccoli, it's not what exactly the color green of the broccoli. No, it was like on a more like light green. So like it was easy to spot actually. Maybe there are other bugs. I'm not an expert of all of the bugs, but and same with the cauliflower. What I found, they were not white. These bugs were not white. They was like on a greenish, so like light green also. So it was easy, like not easy, but we saw it. Okay. What else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome. So that's it. All right. So thank you very much for learning with us, and Baruch Hashem, it was a successful week. Today is Thursday. And we did it, and we asked a lot of good questions and learn a lot. Baruch Hashem, it should only continue. We should learn more. And Baruch Hashem, thank you for sticking up with me. I was sick this week, but a few times you don't even know how sick I was before the starting of the class. And then during the class, I don't know where the cough went, where is weakness went, where is like fever went. I don't know where all of these things went. So because we are learning Torah together, so that's as I would say, you say, you have a headache, you learn Torah. But if I have arm ache, you learn Torah. But if I have toothache, learn Torah. So Torah is the best cure. So thank you very much. Good night, and until Monday, Beezrat HaShem, same time. Thank you.